Shalom. This week's Sedra continues the discussion of Tuma, Tara, and the Metzora, the person afflicted with the sin condition of Tzaras because they sinned by speaking Lashon Hara. Amidst all the technical details of an area unfamiliar to most is an interesting lesson on how to treat the poor. It is this lesson I like to focus on in this Dvar Torah. This week's Sedra discusses the offerings required of the sinner. These were expensive offerings, requiring cattle to be offered at the expense of the sinner. It was recorded in the Torah. The Kohen shall then perform the service of the sin offering and effect atonement for the person being cleansed of his uncleanness. After this, he shall slaughter the burnt offering, and the Kohen shall bring up the burnt offering and the meal offering to the altar. The Kohen shall thus effect atonement for him, and he shall be completely clean. But if the sinner is poor and cannot afford these offerings, he shall take one male lamb as a guilt offering for a waving to effect atonement for him, 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a meal offering, and a log, a certain measurement of oil. 2 turtle doves or 2 young doves according to what he can afford. One shall be a sin offering and one a burnt offering. The idea of an allowance for a cheaper offering for the poor makes sense, but seems to be contradicted by the requirement of the poor to give the same amount for the census. As was recorded in the Torah that we've read earlier a couple weeks ago, when you take the sum of the children of Israel according to their numbers, the census, let each one give to the Lord an atonement for his soul when they are counted. Then there will be no plague among them when they are counted. Everyone who goes through the counting shall give half a shekel according to the holy shekel. That's 20 geras equals 1 shekel. Half of a shekel shall be an offering to the Lord. The rich shall give no more, and here's the key, the poor shall give no less than half a shekel, with which to give the offering to the Lord to atone for your souls. Now here's our question. If both the sin offering and the half shekel act as an atonement, why are the poor exempt from the sin offering requirement of an animal and not the half shekel? The answer, I think, stems from the cost difference between the half shekel, which is relatively low, and the sin offering, which is incredibly expensive. God made accommodations for the poor, and in doing so set the example of how we are to behave as well. In Pirkei Avos, Yossi the son of Yochanan of Yerushalayim was quoted as saying, "Let your home be wide open, and let the poor be members of your household." We work hard to ensure that the poor are made comfortable. This is also seen in the writings of the Rambam. In his Laws of Charity Giving, the Rambam wrote, if people at large were purchasing property at high prices, but the poor person who owned real estate could only find people to purchase from him cheaply, because he is pressed for funds and preoccupied, we don't require him to sell at a low price, amazingly. Instead, he is allowed to continue to partake of charity, even though he has real estate holdings, until he can sell his property at its worth, and everyone will know that he is not under pressure to sell. It is only with the understanding that our help to poor people is based on being accommodating to their needs that we can understand why halacha doesn't require the poor to immediately sell their real estate holdings, but rather allows the poor to wait for a better price. It's an important lesson for us to make sure that we are always ensuring that poor people feel comfortable. Shabbat Shalom.